The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
My audio is okay now?
Yes. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this special webinar today. Basically, I planned this webinar for African region, but then I realized I could see this. The poster of this webinar was widely shared all over the world. Then I realized that yes, I cannot limit this speaker's presentation only to Africa because he's so famous and so effective and well known in the DXN world. To say a few words about the speaker today, Mr. Osler Santo Thomas, Executive Triple Crown Diamond from Philippines. He's a civil engineer by profession, a very successful civil engineer, who started DXN business after the realization that he cannot become financially free by pursuing a job. That's the day in which he started DXN business. After this realization, his growth was phenomenal. Very fast, he has become one of the prominent leader of DXN in Philippines. Not only that, today he's well known in DXN world, not because he's a very good networker only, because of his skill in training and in motivating people. He can inspire people very well. And that's why he became one of the best motivational speaker of DXN available today in the world. So today he's going to talk about 7 surefire ways to succeed in this business, which he has experienced, he has implemented and really became successful. So it's my proud privilege to welcome Mr. Osler Santo Thomas to tell us how to become successful, how did he become successful, so that we all can follow it and spread the same message across the globe. Thank you very much, Mr. Osler. The room is yours.
Okay. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this training program. And do I have to stop for the translation, Gigi?
Pardon?
Do I have to stop and
No, that is
listen to the translation?
in English. Just go ahead.
So no translation today?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, what Mr. Gigi has told you right now is true. I'm not an accidental DXN distributor or diamond for that matter. I am living a very, very satisfied life right now, and I'm not just surviving. I'm actually living my life. And today I'm going to share to you my secrets on how we could succeed in this business. So before I go into that, I'd like to share with you a word. No? A word. Oh, a word that struck me 22 years ago, and the word is survive. Now I looked at the dictionary and I found out that the meaning of survive is to continue to live or exist, especially after hardship. Now, why am I bringing this word up to you right now? During this time, everybody in the world is suffering because of the pandemic, no? And I know that a lot of people are suffering right now because we are not allowed to go out of our houses. And when we do not go out, then we spend less. And when people spend less, the economy is hit. Why? Because profits are low. So a lot of people now are in panic because they are losing income. One of the hardest hit industries is the airline industry, where my son is a pilot. So they have no flights right now, so their income is less. How about those who are working right now? who are not allowed to go out of the homes. In the Philippines, companies have stopped paying employees. And more than 90% of people in the Philippines are the working class. So I could imagine myself, if I had been an employee right now, I should have been suffering like them. But because of DXN, I'm still living a life that I would like to live. And that is being free. So in DXN, there are only two things that can happen to you. Because I have been doing DXN for the past 22 years of my life. When I started out, I had a difficult time making ends meet because my income was so low and I had a lot of debt. So I found this opportunity because it only cost me about less than $10 to start this business. At first, I doubted the system because I was not, this was the first time I really was able to understand what network marketing is. Network marketing is. And it actually took my wife 5 years to fully convince me to do this business. So I'm one of those who are really negative about this industry. But look at me now after about 22 years, 23 to be exact, 23 years in the business. So what happened to me? Before I was in survival mode and I had a lot of hard times. I had a hard time paying my bills. I had a hard time paying the tuition fee of my kids. I had a hard time buying food for the table. I was living a very ordinary life, and DXN came to me. What I did was I really studied what this industry is about, and I studied what the products would do to my body and help others. And I studied about DXN and how it could help other people succeed here. So in one day, I became a star agent. In about 3 weeks, I became a ruby. In about 4 months, I became a diamond, and I earned my first million during my first year. Now I'm almost 20, I think 21 or 22 years in DXN, and I would truly say that life is good. How about you? Is life good, or are you just surviving? So now, let me reiterate once again that in DXN, there are only two things that can happen to an individual. It's either they live or they let go. Only two things, live or let go. I'm a person who wants to live. That's why I did this business true to my heart and true to my loved ones. So what is my secret? One of the secrets, one of the main things I did was implement, no? Implement this 7 surefire ways to succeed in DXN. Actually, I read the principles in a book, but I actually collated it because I am not a speaker or a distributor who just speaks in front of you, trying to convince you based on what I have read. This is my personal experience. So what I'll be saying now will be based on my personal experiences. And I hope it can inspire you to become successful in DXN. And I hope that it will really push and motivate you to really pursue this career, especially in this time of crisis. Because if it happened to me, it can happen to anybody. So the first surefire way to succeed in DXN is by not reinventing the wheel of success. In every endeavor, there's always a system. DXN has its own system, and I noticed that a lot of distributors fail at succeeding in this business because they try to formulate their own system. I could truly say that because when I was starting out, I was hard-headed. When my upline told me to go to the training room and attend seminars, I was the last person to be interested in attending because I believe that I was better than my upline. I believe that I was better than anybody who is doing network marketing. Later on, I realized that my experience as a person, my experience as a civil engineer, my experience as a medical sales representative has nothing to do with DXN, because DXN is a different industry. So for me to succeed, I realized that I should just follow the system. So I had a lot of learnings in my life, because when I started this business out, I was already 38 years old. And I had I had learned a lot of things from a miserable life. And I can really guarantee you that what I have learned there has practically nothing to do with your success in DXN. Because the system of DXN is different. Let me show you. This is the DXN business cycle. The first thing that I learned by heart was finding prospects. Finding prospects. And when I found them, I get in touch with them by befriending them. And then I set appointments. I do my presentations. I close the sale, and I do the follow-up. Because sometimes when I present, I could not close the sale because there are a lot of questions. So I would reset another appointment and follow up and present again and close the sale. But the system really sticks to this 6 steps. Now, why am I very, very particular about these 6 steps? Because everybody who succeeded in this business followed this cycle. And if you go out of this cycle and try to modify it according to your own perception, I'd like to guarantee everyone who is listening to me right now that you will fail. No, I remember a time when I presented really differently. No, so I started with with money. I never introduced DXN first, because in my experience, when I do this business, when you mention DXN, people tend to avoid you immediately. No, even if I use my Facebook account, if I have, surely I have friends, in Facebook who are listening right now, and you would notice that I haven't posted anything about DXN yet. I learned it actually from Muhammad Fatimigani, and I'd like to thank my friend for that, because I realized that if we keep on posting stuff about DXN on our Facebook account, then people, especially prospects, will begin avoiding you. So I found that out. No? So I am beginning to transition my Facebook account right now. And what I found out and I have learned was just to post lifestyle pictures there without DXN. Of course, DXN is very instrumental to my success. I'm not ashamed of DXN, but for the purpose of prospecting, I just post things there about life. So I have quotations. Sometimes I post pictures where we are in a resort enjoying without mentioning DXN at all. Because once your prospects will see that you're involved with DXN and they lack the knowledge, they will always say to themselves, if I befriend this man, Osler, he will then recruit me to join his organization. And to them, it will be difficult because people actually are very defensive. When you tell them that DXN can help them become financially free, they will not believe you, because you are the one telling them that they will become financially free. Because people are always defensive. They will always say, oh, Osler is saying that because if I join him, he will earn money from me. Why can I say that? Because I was that prospect before. Remember, it took my wife 5 years to fully convince me to join network marketing. So this is DXN business cycle. Now, we are in a crisis right now, but the system is still in place. So the key here is, how do you find prospects? Before the pandemic came, I personally could go out to the marketplace and find prospects, because I'm a person who really talks a lot. So I developed the skill of really befriending people and not taking advantage of them. And I was an expert on that field. But when the pandemic came, I was forced to prospect using Facebook. So what I do is I join groups, no? Groups who are involved in what I like. No, I like the scooter Vespa, so I look for a Vespa group. I joined a lot of Vespa groups, and one of the groups has 7,100 members. Imagine, no? If I could just tap about 10% of that, or even 5%, I have 300 new business prospects. And recruiting people or inviting people to join your network is the lifeblood of the business. Now, because of the pandemic, we lost sales because people could not go out. Employees were not paid, so they don't have the capacity to pay. So distributors of DXN, even in the Philippines, no, a lot of them were affected financially because their income dropped a little bit. And this is something, for me, this is something that we cannot avoid. This is a problem that everybody is facing because we cannot do anything about it because it's a virus infection. And if a person gets infected now, the quarantine period will be extended for another 14 days because even the virus has a cycle. No? The virus has a cycle. When somebody is infected now, the quarantine period will be extended for another 14 days because the cycle is 14 days. Now, even me, no, I lost a little bit of income, but I can guarantee you because I built this business based on the system, even if I don't work for the rest of my life, my six-figure income will still come every month. That I can guarantee. That's why I'm living a very comfortable life right now. But what about distributors who are just starting out or distributors who are faking it? I hope you know what I mean. No? There are a lot of distributors here who buy positions, who buy a lot of products. This is a temporary income. I built my business based on this business cycle. I depended on the system. I believed in the system. I stuck to it. Even when the pandemic came, I stuck to this. I became creative because for me, if there's a problem that I cannot control, worrying will not solve it. So what did I do when the pandemic started? I became creative and I found solutions and I taught my downlines how to do it. Now, because of the pandemic, we lost income because the buying capacity, the buying power of the people went down. Their buying, they spent less because everybody's staying at home. So income drops. Now, the lost income can only be replaced. That I can guarantee you. So if you lost 10,000 dirhams, for example, or 1,000 US dollars, the only way you can regain it is by replacing the lost income with new prospects. And there is no other way we can get around that. We have to find prospects to buy products. We have to find prospects to do the business and promote this business. So again, let us not modify or reinvent the wheel of success. It's placed there. Everybody who is doing this cycle, including me, becomes successful. So if you can just guarantee me that you will stick it out with this cycle, I can also guarantee your success in this business. But the question will always be, how many people have you placed in this system? How many prospects join this kind of system? How much effort did you put into prospecting so that you can inject new people in this system? I am earning so much right now because I have worked in such a way that I put a lot of people in this business cycle. And as of the moment, I have more than 200,000 business partners around the world. Please do not compare me to Professor Basupal because he has a lot, no? Over 1 million. But with 200,000 people, my life is very comfortable. I can guarantee you that. So people who are listening to me right now, especially those who are just starting out, I would like you to stick it out with this business cycle. I would like you to stick in this business cycle and put as much people in this business cycle. The more people you put in the cycle, the more you earn. I hope I have clarified this point. And I would like now go to the second surefire way to succeed in DXN. If you want to succeed, don't make yourself an issue. What do I mean by that? A lot of distributors who join DXN fail because they have a small time attitude. Why do they have a small time attitude? Because they lack belief in themselves at first. They lack belief in themselves. They lack the belief that they can succeed and can do prospecting, do presentations, and do closing the sale activities. They lack the belief because they also lack the effort in learning how to do it. A lot of people, it's funny, no? A lot of people would want to play the guitar. When they look at YouTube, when they watch YouTube, they see people playing guitars there who are very good, and they want to play it. But what they don't do is, even if they want it, they don't try to do what is necessary for them to learn how to play the guitar. In DXN, it's not a guitar. In DXN, it's learning how to prospect. Second, learning how to present, and learning how to duplicate yourself. So it always goes back to this business cycle that I was mentioning a while ago. No, so we have a lot of distributors have poor image, or they have a small time attitude because they don't learn. No, a lot of people right now are at home. And what are they doing? What are you doing? Are you wasting your time punching in the keyboard because you just watch YouTube? You keep on liking Facebook. My friends, clicking the like button of Facebook will not make you a millionaire. Watching YouTube videos will not make you a millionaire. Watching television and talking to other people, gossiping, will never make you a millionaire. Doing nothing will never make you a millionaire. So if you really want to succeed, and if you want your self-esteem to grow, all you have to do is learn. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, I was just introduced to a new system called Zoom. No? This Zoom is a conferencing application that's free, and it was introduced to me about 2 days back. Do you know that by now I'm an expert using this Zoom application, and I already implemented yesterday a meeting. See? So what's my point? Ladies and gentlemen, let us learn to say no to things that doesn't empower us. Let us learn how to read 10 pages of a good book every day. Let us try to listen to audio training programs at least 30 minutes a day. If you can do that, just 30 minutes a day of listening to an audio program and reading at least 10 pages of a good book, I can guarantee you that you will succeed in this business. Why? Why can I guarantee you? Because actually I'm doing that. I'm already a millionaire, but I keep on doing it. And my promise to you is, if I can do it, you can do it too. Another thing that prevents DXN distributors from becoming successful is they tell themselves that they are busy. No, this is a common sentence that I hear from ordinary distributors of DXN. When I follow them up, they will always tell me, Oxler, I'm busy with my job. I'm busy with my kids. My wife is pregnant. My husband drinks a lot. I'm working overtime. They have a lot of excuses. The moment I hear somebody tell me that they're busy, I can immediately or instantly tell myself that this person will never succeed. I remember the time where I was starting out this business. I would go out 6 o'clock in the morning and would return 3 o'clock in the morning the following day. Very tired, very exhausted, lack of sleep. And I did it for almost 2 years. There was even a time that I was talking to about 150 to 200 people a day because I am very good at scheduling trainings. So how do I do it? Very simple. I just tell my leaders. If I have 10 leaders, I will tell them, oh, I will do a POM at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. How many people can you bring? I will count immediately. If they can just bring 2 each, that will be 20 people. And if I do my trainings my trainings 3 times a day, that will be 60 people. If they just bring 2 people each, 2 persons each. So my point is, keep yourself busy so that you don't make yourself an issue. A lot of my friends who did DXN told me before, oh, I cannot sell. No, that's funny to me because everybody can sell. No, they make this an issue that they cannot sell. Before, I didn't know how to promote my products, no? Coffee, RGGL, didn't know how to promote it. I'm just like you. But now I can promote it well. I can even sell my product with my eyes closed. Do you know why? The answer is simple. I just learned how to do it. We are psycho-cybernetic organisms. When we commit mistakes, we don't want to commit that mistake again. So the best way to really learn things is by doing it. Don't worry if you fail or not. Of course, you will always fail. I failed a lot of times, so I cannot count them all. But because I failed a lot of times, I am the person who I am now. I am not perfect. I'm just like you. So to the distributors who have just started now, I'd like you to hold on. No, stop worrying about the pandemic. We cannot do anything about that. Be creative. No, befriend people on Facebook. You can actually search people there and just talk to them the way you talk to your friends. Don't jump into um, recruitment mode immediately because people will avoid you. Now, the secret that I've learned in prospecting is very simple. No? I learned it from Zig Ziglar, a very powerful motivator. He says, if you want to get what you want, all you have to do is help enough people get what they want. So that principle has been my guiding light all along because it is embedded in my subconscious mind that if I can help enough people get what they want, then I will be able to get what I want. And the best way to do that is by really going out to the marketplace, by really trying to do it. No, fail, create errors because you will become masters by doing that. Just keep on doing it so that the next time you will never make yourself an issue. No, before I was not, I didn't know how to train people. I didn't know how to present the business. I didn't know how to present products, but I did it anyway, and now I'm an expert. The third surefire way to succeed is to stop complaining. No? This is very basic. No? So if you're a complainer, stop it. My God, stop it. Complaining will not do you any good. A lot of my distributors before who have not succeeded are complainers. When the weather is hot, they complain that the weather is hot. When it's raining, they complain that the weather is bad because it's raining and it's wet. My God, no. For me, what has the weather? How can the weather affect your success? When I was starting out, I went out whether it was raining or it was so hot. I just went out to the marketplace and did what is supposed to be done. No, when the pandemic comes, they blame coronavirus. No, Why blame coronavirus for you not making money? No, the leaders, new leaders are being defined right now. Do you know that? Let me repeat, no? New leaders are being defined right now. What do I mean by that? Because this is a test of who really are to make it in this business. People who are trying to pretend that they're earning so good here will be found out. They will be found out because they will have a hard time living their life right now. So if you're faking it, stop it. No, stop telling people that you're a millionaire and then you're not. No? Stop telling people that you're earning six figures and you're not, because people will find out. No? So you will notice that successful leaders, are very calm during crisis. No, I'm very calm. I'm enjoying my life at home right now. Even if I cannot go out, I'm enjoying the food that I'm eating because I do not eat what I don't like. I'm a free man. I can buy it. I can do whatever I want to do. I actually watch Netflix for the past 2 weeks. So I can do whatever I want because I'm free. Why am I living this life right now? Because I never complain. No, Gigit is Mr. Gigit is my good friend. So everybody in the Dubai office is my friend. They never heard me complain. When Mr. Gigit told me, oh, Sler, we will be having a training on April 24 for Dubai Group and Nigeria. Did I complain? No, I just said, okay, for you, my friend, let's go. So I never complain. No, some complain about the products, the color of the capsules, the smell of the coffee, the sweetness of the coffee is bitter, blah, blah, blah. The color of spirulina is gray. No, they are very particular about the contents. No, don't be too particular about those, because what is important is what the products have done to you. So stop complaining that the RGGL capsules are dark. No, sometimes it's light, it's too bitter, it's sweet. No, you can never gain anything by complaining. So stop blaming others. No, if something is not doing, if you're not getting the results that you are expecting, then something is wrong with you. No, if you're not getting the results that you want, then something is wrong with what you're doing. And it's good that you're here right now because you're listening to me. No? So stop complaining, please. No? What else? At all cost, avoid dream stealers. Who are dream stealers? People who are counterproductive. People who steal away your dreams. People are so negative. Avoid them at all costs. A lot of people fail in this business because they associate themselves with negative people. No? They engage in negative talk. I've been doing DXN for 21 years now, almost 22. And you could never hear me say negative things. I never do it because it drains me. No, haven't you observed, if you talk to people who are always complaining, people who are negative, it sucks the energy out of you. So if you have friends who are negative, change them if you cannot really involve them in this business. Negative people will only suck the energy out of you. It will destroy your objectives. They will pull you down. So if you have friends who are negative, change them. When I started out DXN, I had friends who were with me. But now they are not with me anymore because we have different mindsets. We have different goals in life. We have different perceptions in life. So although they are still my friends, they are actually considered as my acquaintances, because this has been my golden rule. If I want to be an eagle, then I should be with eagles. So if you want to be a good speaker, my friends, find good speakers and associate with them. You will learn a lot. If you want to be a good person, a good distributor who recruits well, then make friends with distributors in DXN who recruits people well. That's how to do it. You associate people. You associate with people who are like you. Remember, you attract your kind. So if you are not a good learner, you don't read books, you will attract people who don't read at all. So how can you relate with people who have different mindsets? So if you want to to become millionaires, associate with millionaires. Oh, look at how they think, look at how they move, look at how they eat, look at how they spend, and learn from them. You know? Actually, I learned it the right way because I thought before that I was the greatest. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I was wrong. The moment that you feel that you are the greatest and you don't need to learn, then that will be your failure. My friends, I'm very successful in DXN right now, but I still, believe me, I still learn all the time. Every morning when I wake up, 4 o'clock in the morning, I listen to audio tapes. When I jog, I listen to audio tapes. I read books. Before I trained you, I read. So this is a very common thing for me to do. And if you really want to develop yourself, you start reading. Very basic, 10 pages of a good book, listen to 30 minutes of an audio training program every day. Invest in yourself. If you don't invest, you will never succeed in life. What else? The fifth way to succeed in DSN, the fifth surefire way is don't take rejection personally. No? In this business, you will experience a lot of rejections, but I don't really use the term rejection because I'm not really rejected. These are only experiences that will teach me to become a better person. Now, when somebody says no to you, it doesn't mean that he doesn't like you or she doesn't like you. When somebody says no, when you sell the products, it doesn't mean that the person dislikes you. It's always the perfect timing. Because when somebody says no, it's either true that they don't need the product or your services or our business, or they just don't have the money, or they don't feel the need to take the products and do the business. No? So respect their decisions. When somebody says no, it's not about you, it's not about the products, it's not about the company, it's not about the marketing plan, it's not about you. It's only a matter of timing. So in this business, timing is everything. Why am I very successful? Because I've experienced a lot of no's in my life. You know, when I was starting out, I didn't know how to present. I didn't know how to approach people well. So when I started approaching people, people ran. I was a medical representative before. When I entered hospitals, my fellow medical representatives would see me and would jerk, and then they would run. No? They will tell themselves, "Oh, Osler is coming. He will recruit us to join DXN. He talks nothing but DXN. So let's avoid him at all costs." So they run. No? But you know, I endured that. No? I understood why they were doing that. First, they didn't have the money. Second, while DXN was made or designed for everybody to do, no, while DXN was made for everybody to appreciate, DXN is not for everybody to do. DXN is not for everybody. Let me guarantee you that. And I'm happy for that because if everybody does DXN and understands it, everybody will become millionaires. Then we don't have waiters anymore. We don't have people who will wash our clothes anymore. We don't have people who will serve food on our table when we visit restaurants anymore because everybody's millionaire. So, my friends, DXN is not for everybody. I have very, very successful, I have a very high success rate when I invite people to join DXN because this is my secret. I look for people who wants to use the products and who wants to do DXN. I never force anybody. I have been within this industry for the past 23 years. But this I can guarantee you. I have never, let me repeat, I have never forced anybody to join my business. I have never forced anybody to use DXN products. That's my secret. I always find people who wants to drink the coffee. I always find people who wants to do DXN like me. Find like-minded people so that you avoid feeling down. Get it? Okay. Now let's go to the next surefire way. This one. Don't spread yourself too thinly if you want to succeed in the exam. What do I mean by this? I remember the time when I was starting with the exam, and when I think about it, I laugh. You know what? Because of the the passion. I was very passionate that I would succeed here. So that my brain, my mind was really flying. No? When I was holding that uh, kit, I was holding this recruitment membership form. I was holding one pad, I think two pads. I was holding that, and my mind was literally flying. No? I was thinking about going to far places immediately. I live in Davao City. I was thinking of going to Manila. That's a 1 hour and 40-minute flight away. I was thinking of going to Cotabato City, 4 hours by driving. I was thinking of going to Tagum, about 2 hours driving. I was thinking about going to General Santos City, about 3 hours driving. When in fact, I have never invited people from my vicinity. Now I could laugh it out because imagine when I was starting out, I didn't have the money. I was so indebted. I could not even buy proper food on the table when I was starting out. That was how hard my life was when I was starting. So I was already thinking of going away from my city, and I did not think that I did not have the money to travel. So I immediately pondered and thought to myself, why don't I first recruit or invite the people within 3 feet of me? In that way, I will not be spending too much money. I will not be spending too much effort, and I will not be traveling here and there. So stop thinking about flying to, if you're in Dubai, flying to Saudi Arabia, flying to Pakistan, flying. You stay in Saudi Arabia, in UAE first. You can invite a lot of people there. No? So start from your vicinity, start from your community, and go out little by little. And believe me, if you just do it properly, prospecting, you will not be able to prevent yourself from traveling because this is a this will your group will explode exponentially, and because it's exponential, there will be a lot of people joining you, and you cannot control it, and you will be forced to travel. But by that time, I can guarantee you that you will be earning so that you can sustain your trips already. That is what happened to me. So I'm an expert in teaching my business partners to to stay in their community, in their vicinity first. Invite people from there and begin the expanding little by little. By doing that, you're conserving energy and your finances. So while the quarantine period is uh, there, when the pandemic is there, why not try to invite your friends using Facebook? Now, it's no different between talking to somebody in front of a computer or talking face to face. The challenge, however, is how would you communicate using your keyboard? But it's just the same. You communicate using your language. You don't even need to use English. No, start with your friends and don't use the pandemic to recruit them. It's tacky. No, it's you're taking advantage of people. You're scaring them. No, a very simple opening line for your friends will be, "How are you? How are you doing?" That golden sentence can do wonders. No? Use that. No? Just ask them truthfully, honestly, sincerely, how are they doing? And I can guarantee you, if they are employees, they are scared to death right now that they will be losing their jobs, their companies will close. So this is the best time for you to help them. Remember, help them, not take advantage of them. So sincerely ask your friends how they are doing and ask them, what do you mean by that? Supposing, no, I ask my friend who is in Manila, how are you? The common answer will be, oh, I'm okay. So the next question will be, what do you mean by that? By asking that question, you can actually know if he needs the business and the products or not. So start helping people. No? So when you move, when you invite people, when you recruit people, always put this in mind. How can I help this person improve his life? How can I create a positive impact in the life of this person? Well, if you cannot help the person, stop recruiting him. No, that's my rule. No? I learned it from team sales, and by doing that, you'll become a very sincere person. And if you help others get what they want, surely you will get what you want. So stop spreading yourself too thinly, operate within your vicinity. And the last surefire way to succeed in this business is to never burn out your sponsor. Who is your sponsor? The person who invited you and plugged you in DXN business cycle. He is your sponsor. How do you burn out your sponsor? It's very easy. If you want to burn out your sponsor, if you want your sponsor to avoid you, these are the things that you should be doing. First, you expect too much from him. A lot of distributors in this business depend too much on their downlines in terms of presentations, in terms of recruitment. They ask their upline, oh, can you please give me a downline? That's wrong. You're actually baby sitting your downline. Do you know why I'm successful? Because I never babysit my downline. I never beg them to do this business. I never force them to do it. If they don't do it, if I follow up and they don't do it, so what? I will just find another person to replace them. And if I replace you, if you're my downline and I replace you, it will be too bad for you. Remember, I only have 8 hours a day to work. No? So if you don't give my time to me, I will just look for somebody who needs my help and my time. So my friends, don't depend too much on your uplines. No, try to learn this business as fast as you can. Try to learn the art of invitation, master it, master the art of presenting by doing it. No, presentation is easy. It's just like talking to another person. And the best way to present is just to do it. You will have a lot of errors. You cannot copy anybody's presentation because you are a unique individual and you have unique qualities and you will excel in your own way. So never try to copy my presentation. Never copy how I move. Never copy how I speak because you are a unique creation of God. Nobody is like you. You are special. Because you are special, you will stand out and people will know. So the best way, no, is to learn it. And the best way to learn is to do it. Commit mistakes. Don't be afraid to commit mistakes because it will make you a better presenter. It will make you a better recruiter. It will make you a better networker. Another way to burn out your sponsor is to borrow money from him. If you borrow money from your sponsor will avoid you at all costs. A lot of my downlines borrow money from me before, but I made it a point that I help them, but I don't let them borrow money from me. I don't lend them money because two things will happen. First, if you cannot pay me, then maybe I will be angry at you for not paying me. The second scenario will be, even if I don't get angry because you have not paid your debt, you might be ashamed to face me because you owe me money. So either way, it's a lose-lose situation. So what I do when somebody borrows money from me, I just tell them I cannot do it because I don't want to lose you as a friend. This is how you answer people when somebody borrows money from you. Even if I want to lend you money, I will not do it because I don't want to lose you as a friend. And because I have implemented a no borrow money rule in my team, until now, my team is very intact. My team is very intact because of that principle. See? Another way to burn out your sponsor is to let them ask too much from him. Like, oh, my we have an activity. Can you please sponsor 10 bags of coffee? Or my dad is sick. Can you please donate 2 pairs of RGGL? Oh, that's if you do that, no, your sponsor will always avoid you. Do you know why? Because this is a business. If you keep on borrowing money from your upline, they will avoid you at all costs because they will lose money. Remember, this is business. This is your business. So act accordingly. Don't burn out your sponsor. Do you know that until now, I have never asked my sponsor to present a business orientation meeting for me? I have never asked my upline to present a BOM for me. You know why? Because I know that becoming independent fast is the best way to succeed in this business. So what I do is I teach my business partners to become independent, but never alone. I am always in contact with them. But my life is so good right now. Do you know why? Because my downlines don't need me anymore. They don't need me anymore because on their own, they can do it. Why? Because I taught them to become leaders. If you want to live a life that's so satisfying, develop leaders in your team. And I'm going to brag about this. I'm going to brag about this. Do you know that my team has the most number of good speakers in the Philippines? Now, they're not still crown diamonds, but they are better than crown diamonds when they speak. And that is what I'm very proud of because I never allow them to burn me out. I have never burned out my sponsor as well. So this is a very, very important principle that you should stick and implement. Because if you can do this, people will respect you as a leader. So my friends, I hope I have I imparted to you well the 7 surefire ways to become successful in DXN. And I would like to end by sharing you a story. When I was starting out with this business, I was really hard up. And I was really looking for a way for me to pay my debts, to send my children to school, and to really finance the things I would like to do, like traveling, buying gadgets, buying cars. And I succeeded at it. I could remember the first day that I joined DXN. It was April 19, year 2000. April 19, year 2000 was the date I joined this business. I could not even pay for the registration fee, which was less than $10. I could not even buy a single polo shirt for me to look good. My shoes had holes in them. My socks were so thin because I did not have the money to buy them. I could not pay for the gasoline of my car. I could hardly buy food for my family. After about 21 years, I'm very happy that I made the best decision of my life. And that was to join DXN. Because my son now is a pilot. My daughter is in New Zealand. I'm with my wife at home, enjoying every bit of every minute of my day, every second of my life. I have never regretted that decision. So, my friends, I don't know if joining DXN was your best decision, but it was for me. So, what's the difference between the Osler Santo Tomas in 1998 and the Osler Santo Tomas who is speaking in front of you right now? 22 years have passed. I looked at my smile, it was the same. I looked at how I knotted my tie, it was the same. Although in 1998, slim fit was not yet in fashion, I still looked good. I had a job. I was earning more than a bank manager during that time. I had a shiny car. I had money because of my salary, and I was earning more than a bank manager. I was living in a house. Right now, I try to reflect. I still have the same house. The roof is the same. I still have money. I also have my car right now. I can also buy food, just like in 1998. So what's the difference between the Osler you see in 1998 in the picture and the Osler you see in front of you right now in 2020? I tried to reflect and I found the answer. And the answer, my friends, is the word in front of you. When I was an employee, I was like a slave. I had money. I can buy food. I was driving a car that I did not like. I was living in a house. I had clothes on my body. I had shoes. In 2020, things are the same. I have my house. I have my car that I like. I have food. I can pay for my bills. The same. But the difference is now I have a choice. Way back in 1998, I didn't have the choice. My life was controlled by the choice that I made before to become an employee. I had salary, but I could not demand from my boss how much my salary was. So my boss told me, I will pay you 50,000 pesos every month. All I did was shake my head and accept what he gave me. When I bought food before, I chose the cheapest fish, the cheapest meat, the cheapest vegetables, because I did not have a choice. My friends, I'm happy right now. I'm very happy right now because I can choose the car that I want to drive. I can choose what hotel I will stay when I travel. I can choose the airline company that I'd like to fly. I can choose the food I want to order. I can choose wherever I want to go. I can choose what to do any time of my life because I decided to live my life. Before I was just surviving. Now I am living. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask all of you listening to me right now, will you live or let go? The choice is up to you. I like the quote by Miss Crowler, and she tells us, we are free up to the point of choice, but when the choice is made, the choice controls the chooser. Ladies and gentlemen, you are to choose right now. And I'm asking you, will you live the life that you want, or will you just let go? The choice is yours. Good morning, DXN. So back to you, Mr. Gigit.
So I can hear the clap from all the attendees now. Thank you very much, Mr. Osler. That was an awesome session. In the beginning, I told
Okay.
you're the best motivator and the one who can inspire everybody. You have already inspired all of us. It was really emotional and heart-touching one. Okay, now I have three questions to you because I don't want to leave you just like that without answering some
Sure.
questions. All right. Some of the questions are from me on behalf of the people. I know you already told that you have undergone a lot of hardships in your life, and I heard you saying so on many of the stages. So, at what point of time you have decided that enough is enough? You need to branch off and choose something. And why did you choose direct selling, and why DXN?
Okay. Actually, the turning point of my life was when I was actually DXN is a second networking company. No? I don't have the right to really destroy the other company's image because I had good trainings there. But I chose network marketing because I saw one of my mentors whom I didn't believe. I didn't believe that network marketing will really help me become a millionaire. So he kept on inviting me. You know, I love free dinners. So whenever he comes to Davao, he would invite me to his home and he would ask me, Osler, let's have dinner. It's free. So I would go there, listen to him, and let his ideas go out. The ideas will go into my ear, my brain will process it, and the ideas will come out of my left ear. So that was the system. No? I kept on listening, but I didn't really have the initiated doing this business until I was so indebted. You know, I'm using a credit card until now. I'm using, and I love swiping that card because you know if you don't really know how to use this credit card, you will feel very confident using it. And I kept on swiping, and swiping until I could not pay my debts anymore. So anybody of you who have credit cards right now and are swiping, and don't know how to pay, I suggest that you cut it because it will bury you in debt. It will bury you, I guarantee you, because it happened to me. So what happened was I was paying minimum, and it was December. And my friend, mentor, came to our house, 7 o'clock in the morning. He was knocking at our gate and he was calling me, Osler, Osler. And I saw him, he was very excited. And I didn't really approach him at my gate because I knew. No, I was just a very ordinary man at the time. I didn't understand this industry yet. And I didn't go near him because what I was thinking was if I go near this guy, he will try to really invite me again to join network marketing. So I just looked at him. I was about to leave for work. I was in my uniform, and then I was looking at him. He was holding a check, and he told me, Osler, come, come, come. I asked him, why? Can you please accompany me to the bank? And I asked him, why would I accompany you to the bank? And he told me, can you please, I'd like you to help me encash this check. So when I looked at the check, it was actually 10,000 US dollars. And when I looked at his car, it was a brand new Pajero. I can still recall the color. It's a royal blue with a silver stripe. So it was brand new. I could really remember the smell because he opened the door and I could smell the fragrance of a new car. No? And I didn't never really believe this guy because when we were medical representatives, we were colleagues at work. I was better than him as a medical representative. I performed better. I met my quota all the time. I was the highest performer in my area. And he was telling me a principle about network marketing, and I would not believe because I thought that I was better than him. And when I read the check, I held it for about 5 minutes and I almost cried. Do you know why? Because I told myself, if I'm better than this person, why is he earning better than me? If I am better than this person, why can I not pay my debts? So right after that incident, I immediately resigned from my job. Remember, I was earning about 50,000 pesos. That's almost 50,000. That's also about 50,000 rupees. So I immediately resigned from my job, thinking that I could do it because I was better than him, without really trying to understand what this industry was about. And that's where hell broke, no? Because I did not understand the industry. I just jumped into the water. I almost drowned. People avoided me because I didn't listen. People were scared of me because when I saw them, I sold them products and I was very good at it. But the problem was I was too pushy. I was too pushy. And I would run after them, telling them that we will become millionaires. And I did that for 1 year and 2 months. And I could not believe myself until now that I did it. That's why I'm very good at teaching people how to prospect, because I committed a lot of errors because I did not listen. And then I was earning good there. I was earning more than the salary that I got from the company, but I was buying so much products. My room was filled with a lot of products, and I had to sell them. I had to sell them like a beggar. I beg people. And then I saw this DXN coffee. And imagine, oh my God, no coffee. 9 out of 10 people drink coffee every day. I don't even have to explain how to drink coffee. And I got so excited. I joined DXN. I remember the time because it was the Holy Week, and I didn't have the money to really join DXN. No, it was less than $10. That was how hard up I was, because I had to put up a lot of inventory for the products for me to really earn from that company. I will not mention the company. So for me to earn 80,000 pesos, I have to buy 120,000 pesos worth of products. Imagine that. And when I joined DXN, it was only, my God, no, the maintenance PV was so small. No, I laughed. My God, this is peanuts. Do you know that even if I didn't have the money, first day of the month, I qualified immediately. My first check in DXN was about, because we didn't have products and service centers at that time, it was about 8,000 rupees. The second month, 14,000 rupees. Third month, 34,000. Fourth month, 46,000. And fifth month, 170,000. And that was history. From that fifth month, my checks really soared high, and I could not believe myself. There was even a time when I encashed about 450,000 rupees. No? And because the bank teller would not believe me, I encashed it using demanding small bills. So I had one bag of paper bag of money, and my wife was asking me, "What is that?" "This is money. This is 400,000 plus rupees." And she told me, "You're crazy. You're carrying that much money," because I was so excited at the time, and I went crazy, really. I went crazy. So I chose DXN because the products were so easy to promote. I didn't even have to sell them. People were looking for me. And that is one advantage of DXN. We have very unique products that are very common. We have commonly used items that are very unique. And what makes it unique is Ganoderma. And when the pandemic came, it dawned unto me that after this pandemic, we will create more sales. I'm a 25% owner of DXN Canada. And, last month, the sales skyrocketed because of RGGL and spirulina. My God, we're selling. They're selling like hotcakes, and we're doing so good. So what's my point? Why am I sharing this to you? Because you listening to me right now should be very excited because people have realized that they need DXN. They need DXN. So after this pandemic, my God, DXN distributors will be very, 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 very happy. So if you're doing the business correctly, you will never fail. That's a guarantee. So did I answer your question, Mr. Jit? Hello?
Yeah, certainly, Mr. Osler. Thank you very much. That is very informative information for all the people who are listening to. Certainly, your one advice for you, using credit card actually eventually it helped you to become a millionaire, because if you were very wise in using your credit card, you would not have become a millionaire.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So another one question. After recruiting a member, what is your advice to them? To how you advise them to start the business? What are the things they have to do and concentrate, and what they should not do?
Okay. The first thing I tell them to do is to use the products immediately. I explain to them that what you're buying actually is almost the same cost as the products you buy from supermarkets. No, I don't complicate things. I'm a person who wants to simplify things. You look at my slides, you only read 3, 4, 5 words. No? I don't want to complicate things. So I'm a person who simplifies. So what I do is I teach them, I instruct them to use the products and to buy from DXN. It's very simple. My principle is very simple. If you are buying coffee, shampoo, toothpaste, where do you buy them? You buy them from supermarkets. So make DXN your supermarket so that you stop losing money and you earn on the side. So I teach them how to use the products and the advantages of the products. By sharing experiences only, stories. I never complicate. I never talk about organic germanium or of course I can explain it. Adenosine, I explain that. Or linseed, I can explain that. But I don't go to that extent because your business partners, especially the new ones, will look at you and see if they can do this business. Now, if you're too technical about things, then they will be telling themselves, I cannot do what he's doing. But if it's just buying from a supermarket, teaching people to do the same and consuming products, I think that will be easy for them. Because I tried to reflect. I was not really interested in learning about the marketing plan during my first 2 months of the business. No, I was not interested. I became a diamond without understanding the plan. Yeah, and I lost about 1.6 million because I did not understand. I lost 1.6 million pesos or rupees. So anyway, so what I tell them is to use products and experience them at first, and then share the experiences. I teach them how to share their stories, not to talk so much about Ganoderma, but what they felt when they use the product, what they felt when they do the business, what they feel when they go to the product center. I just let them pour out their stories. So I teach them how to do that, and then it will come naturally. They will bring people, and because it's fun, they can duplicate it. It's not like a robotic process. No? We just keep on sharing stories. And this is one thing I also teach them. I tell them not to destroy another company's image. You cannot gain anything good out of doing it. No? So I have been so long, no? 22 years in DXN. I have never destroyed another company's image for DXN's glory. I never do it because we should be respecting one another. No? They have their strengths, we have our strengths. We have our weaknesses, they have our weaknesses. But for me, DXN is the best. No? So I tell my business partners not to destroy another company's image, and I I set another appointment, no, to teach them how to start the business. But the basic things are to use the products, and then to tell their friends about the experiences. And then I teach them how to invite people, no, and I engage them. No, I teach people how to invite first by telling them to greet people on the streets. No? Just greet, good morning, good morning, good morning, just so that they will feel comfortable. And then I will follow up by asking about their experiences. So that's how I do it. No? And I always instruct them that when they have questions, they should ask me, the person who invited them. Because the tendency of newcomers is to ask from people who don't know about DXN. If they do that, then they will be given cheap advice, or they will be given wrong answers. So the best way to prevent that from happening is to instruct your newcomers to not to be ashamed to ask when they want to know something. So they ask the right person, the sponsor. So that's about it. That's what I do. And I tell them to make a list of people whom they would like to invite, and I tell them to invite in front of me. So that's how I do it.
All right. Okay, thank you. So there are a few questions from the attendees. One is from Ms. Ruth Recamels from Australia. Mr. Osborne, what would be the very basic training for a new fresh member, BOM or DXN culture?
Actually, the objective of the business presentation is you should know what the objective of a presentation is. So the objective of a business presentation is to make non-members members. That's the sole objective of a business presentation. So I don't think that a new member would need a BOM, no? Because he already joined.
Mm-hmm.
So the basic thing that I teach them, we have a training program called the New Distributors Orientation. We talk about attitude, we talk about belief systems, we talk about mindsets, how the mind works. So these are more on motivational things. No? So, but for me, motivation is important, but skills are also very important. No? A lot of people are motivated, but they don't learn. And when they don't learn, they don't develop skills. And when you don't have skills, you will fail. So even if motivation is there, skill should be developed. So we tell them how to invite people first. And when they learn how to invite people, we teach them to listen. No? The first salesmanship skill is listening. No? So we tell them to listen, write down notes. We tell them how to move when a person is presenting. And we tell them how to acknowledge uh, the speaker when he says something good. No? So they clap their hands, they participate, they write down notes, because your newcomer will always look at the person, the sponsor, what he's doing, and they will tend to copy what you're doing. So that if you're doing wrong things, then they will be doing wrong things. It will be duplicated. So we practice very good ethical methods. So we teach them how to listen, and then we encourage them to speak. No? Supposing I ask him, okay, can you present the coffee? So they will present the coffee. So that's what we do. So the basic thing that a newcomer would need would be the new distributors training that would teach them how to invite people, set appointments, what to say. That's very important. Scripts, that's very important. And I'm very effective because it has been my experience. I teach them how to invite. I teach them how to approach people. I teach them how to smile. I teach them how to move their hands and arms. I teach them how to modify, to vary their tone of voices. No? So we have training programs for that. No? So we have one-on-one and we have group presentations for that. We even teach people how to present, but that's the next step. What is needed really is about the products, how to use them, and how to invite people. So those are the basic things.
All right. Okay. Next question is from Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad. Thank you, Mr. Osler. Where can we access your trainings online?
Well, actually, I'm developing a YouTube channel. You can access that, but you can actually a lot of people have posted on YouTube. No, you can just type Osler Santo Tomas over Google. You'll find it. No? But these are very old trainings, and some of them are in Tagalog. But I'm actually developing a new YouTube channel that I would post YouTube's for, videos for trainings, no? Basic trainings and very short ones, no? About 2 minutes, 3 minutes training. So I will be doing that. So stay tuned. Maybe next month it will come out.
Okay, thank you. Next question is from Don Sazi Topos. How can we attend more webinars of Mr. Osler?
Oh, Facebook. No, Facebook is the best way to update you. And when you can see a link, you just participate. So because in the Philippines, we are actually doing a lot of online trainings now. So you can just go to Facebook, look for DXN members there. When you see links, it's just click. But most of the trainings in the Philippines are in the local tongue, not in English. So when I do webinars like this one, you will find links. I actually sent some links to my downlines in the Middle East. I think some of them are listening to me right now. And you just watch out for English trainings. No, you can see them in Malaysia. Malaysia, they have English trainings. Dubai. We are the ones conducting English training. South America is doing it in Spanish. And it will be very difficult for us to implement trainings where there is a translator because it will take a lot of time. No? So I suggest YouTube and Facebook.
All right.
And
so
anyway, if I have trainings, I will be sending to you also, Mr. Gigi. So
yeah,
if I conduct English trainings, they can join, no problem.
all right. Thank you. Next is a comment from Mr. Sabo Serna from Hungary. Good morning, my friend. You are one of the most emotional speaker in DXN. I love it. Thanks.
Oh, thank you very much. Regards, Sabosh.
Okay. Yeah, and Ms. Ruth also commented, wow, great lecture, very emotional and inspiring. Thank you so much, Ms. Osler. Good morning, DXN. Then Adam Khan from Pakistan is asking, Mr. Osler, few people want immediate success. Can you guide them little by little as it takes time to grow?
So anyway, success is predictable, I should say. Success is predictable. What happened to me was phenomenal. I had a quick turnaround, you know, and the reason is I am a fast learner and I move fast, no? And when I was starting out, there was the urgency. But again, success, although it's predictable, is subjective. What do I mean by that? Because the triggers that will lead you to success will depend on you. So anybody who's listening right now who'd like to succeed this is my tip. No? If you really want to succeed, how bad is it that you want it? When I was starting out, I could barely eat. And I could not imagine myself living that kind of hell again. So I was imagining the life of my kids if I would not move. So I was really fast, no, because I really wanted it badly. Now a lot of people fail because they don't know what they want, and if you don't know what if you don't know what you want, there will be no drive, there will be no desire. Burning desire is important, and that burning desire can only brought about by knowing what you want. So we all start out by knowing what you really want in life. You ask yourself, what do you really want? When you find that out, Believe me, no person can motivate you because motivation is intrinsic. It comes from within. It never comes from an external factor. I cannot motivate you. Mr. Gigit cannot motivate you. The only person who can motivate you is yourself because the trigger comes from within. So it's very crucial for you to find what you want in life, what you really, really want. Because if you know what you really, really want, burning desire will be there. You will be very passionate, and everything will fall into the right places. Opportunities will present itself. People will approach you, and it's non-stop. And you should be very responsive to it because it will only show itself in a flash. So the question is, if you want to become successful, how bad do you want to become successful? That's my answer.
All right. Okay, so next question is from Shebi Philip from Dubai.
Mhm.
Do you still have a dream to achieve? If yes, would you be able to share with us?
Wow, I actually I'm really living a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life right now. I don't have debt. My children are finished. I don't have a problem. I can turn my air conditioning on for the whole pandemic period. I can buy anything I want. I can. No, I became a simple man. And when I saw Dr. Lim, when I saw Dr. Lim and saw how simple he was, I was struck by his answer. Because I noticed that he was not wearing glasses. And I asked him, why are you not wearing glasses, Dr. Lim? He told me, oh, because of goji berries. Oh, goji berries help your eyesight? Yes. And he shared to me a story that I can never forget. He was telling me about successful networkers from another company. So he was talking to this guy who's very rich, well-suited man. He was wearing a tux, and a bow tie, and wearing very expensive shoes, very expensive watch, and he was telling me that that guy had a Ferrari, kind of car was it? He's very rich. And you know what I really struck me about Dr. Lim's story was the guy who was very successful in another networking company told Dr. Lim that he was very tired in keeping up the pace. He was very tired in keeping up that aura, that image that he was very successful. And I was looking at Dr. Lim, and he told me, Osler, I don't want to live that kind of life. It's quite tiring. Dr. Lim owns a jet. He owns two of them. But if you look at him, I saw his sneakers when we had this sunyata in Baguio City. I saw his sneakers, and his sneakers was only about 200 rupees, and it needed washing. And I told Dr. Lim, why have you become very simple? He answered me this, Osler, do you know that for the past 3 years, I have not been wearing a watch. I have not been wearing a watch. I asked him, why? Because I have my handphone, told me. I have my handphone. Everything is there. My schedule, my time, everything is there. Why wear a watch? So I was thinking to myself, this billionaire has become so simple. That's when I realized that DXN is not about cars. DXN is not about your earnings every month. DXN is not about the trips that I've been doing. DXN is not about shoes. DXN is not about houses. DXN is not about, my God, DXN is about freedom. DXN is about freedom. And that defines people. What is freedom to you? My friends, freedom it doesn't mean that I wear a Gucci suit and I'm free. What I'm wearing right now, my coat, costs only about 1,500 rupees. I don't care. It looks good on me. My friends, it's not about material things. It's not about money. It's not about cars. I bought a lot of cars. It's not about travel. I have traveled to more than 60 countries worldwide. I've got tired of them. It's not about it. It will never give you happiness. I'm earning so much. I have bought a lot of cars. I can do anything I want. I can go to any place I want. I can eat anything I want. But what gives me happiness right now is looking at people live lives like me. And that's what gives me happiness right now. And that is something, that kind of happiness cannot be measured by any amount of money in the world. Because you can gain all the money in the world, but if you have lost your soul, you have lost your freedom. So my friends, I'm very happy because I'm free. I'm not earning as much as Dr. Pasupal, but what I'm earning makes me free. So I'm very happy. So what's my objective? Helping others become better people as I become better myself. It's not money anymore, my friends. I'm very happy that when I see Stacks is very successful, when I see Alan Esmeralda is very successful, when I see a lot of my team leaders who don't need me anymore because they can do it and they can train other people to become like them, that gives me happiness. So I hope I've answered the question of Chevy.
Yeah, yeah. I hope because what you
Uh-huh.
say is you don't have any materialistic dreams anymore. Your dream
Of
is
course I have. I have. I want to buy a Vespa. No, a Vespa will only cost me about 200,000 pesos, 200,000 rupees. Vespa. No, the Ferrari of the scooters. No, I want that. No, but I got tired of buying cars. No, I do not even clean my cars anymore. It's just a car. It's my slave. No, it's not my boss. So maybe I'm going to do painting, but I'm sure I'm going to become a crown ambassador. I don't care. Even if I'm not a crown ambassador, I have people respect me because of who I am and what I've become. So I've never cheated people. I'm true to my words. I'm helping a lot of people succeed in life. I'm making people happy. I'm making a difference. So what more can I ask for? No? So becoming a crown diamond, a crown ambassador will be there. Definitely, I will become a crown ambassador. But to me, it's just position. No? It's not an excuse, but I will become. I will not just force it. If
yep.
I even asked, I'm not a crown ambassador, but can you please show me a crown ambassador who excels also as I am? So I'm not comparing myself to anybody because their level of achievement is different from mine. So I don't care. The most important thing there is, my point is, you are able to create an impact to other people. When people see you, they respect you because they have experienced something that they have never experienced before, and that gives me happiness. No, so others are just travel plans, no. But cars, no more. I don't like to buy a car anymore. I have two cars right now. I do not even drive the other one, so it's very dusty already.
Yep.
So now we're at quarantine. I just walk.
Yes. Yeah, I
Mhm.
have read somewhere your success can be measured not by counting how many cars you have, how many houses you have, but it is by counting how many faces will have a smile when they hear your name.
Exactly. No, so
Yeah,
that when you die, people will cry.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, moving on, there is another question from Mr. Ted Johnson. You told us seven
Mhm,
things to do to grow your DXN business. What are the three
mhm.
things you should not do that will hinder the growth of your business?
Okay. Three things that I should not do. Very easy. First, stop learning and growing. No, stop reading and stop listening. If you do that, immediately you will stagnate. No? I grow as a person because I constantly read materials. I constantly listen to materials, and I don't waste time. No? Second, uh, stop stop. No, you should learn. Uh, always say yes. If you want to fail, always say yes to things that will not empower you. You know, a lot of people are doing a lot of things that doesn't empower them. Like, for example, I give you one. It's watching TV. Watching TV is entertaining, but if you are targeting financial growth and financial freedom, I suggest you don't watch TV first. No? Now I can watch TV. I can watch cable television straight for 3 months without stopping. I can do that. Why? Because I know I'm free already. But if you're just gaining freedom, you stop watching television. So you always say no to things that doesn't empower you. No, going to weekend parties, no, drinking so much alcohol. You know, if you decide to drink alcohol, then you have decided to become drunk. When you are drunk, your brain freezes and you cannot think well, and your liver will harden. So learn to say no to things that doesn't empower you. So if you want your business to be hindered, you want your spiritual life to be hindered, stop. Always say yes. No? Always say yes to anything. You will fail. And third is, uh, if you want to fail, stop offering what you're doing to God. I'm very successful because everything I do, I offer to my God. I don't care if your God is Allah, Buddha, Krishna, or Jesus Christ. I don't care. For as long as you offer everything that you do to God, because you will never go wrong. No, you will never cheat people if you have God in your heart. You will never cause damage to anybody if you have God in your heart. So offer everything you do to God. If you want to fail, then forget about God. So that's it. So those are the three things. Stop learning, always say yes, and forget God. You will fail. Definitely.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, Josephine from DX in New Zealand says thank you, Mr. Osler, for your presentation. And
New Zealand, see you soon.
Dr. Puvan from Malaysia, Mr. Osler spoke from his heart. I could feel his passion, determination, challenges, his burning why, very inspirational.
Thank you, Dr. Proven.
Okay, Laura Augustine, what a fantastic and great motivation, sir. Thank you very much. From Manoj Master from South Africa, good morning from South Africa. Thank you very much for a wonderful presentation. And someone has asked from Africa, is DXN company differ in Africa? No, Africa, everywhere DXN is same. There is no difference.
Same. Yeah, the only difference is the price.
Yeah. And again, how Congo Mata, I think from Africa again. Second question, if from Africa, I'm not allowed to join someone in Europe because I have a problem whereby I join from Europe. It seems that it's a problem from people in Africa need help. Okay, I think I should answer this question. There is no problem if you are from Africa and if you want to recruit people in Europe, it's possible. DXN has one world, one market system. And with your membership in Africa, you can do this business anywhere in the world. Nobody can stop you. You can just make them member through our online system. You can go to eWorld and make them member, and they can buy and they can recruit people in Europe or anywhere in the world. There is no such problem. Okay, if anything, you can write to me. I will address it. Okay, Miss Ruth said, Mr. Jit, thank you for organizing this event. We have enjoyed immensely. Hope to see more of them soon. So maybe we can come out another session later, Mr. Osler. And
of course.
yeah, Mr. Bader from Dubai says thank you, Mr. Osler.
You're welcome.
Esther Zailer from Germany. Thank you from Germany, Mr. Jijit and Mr. Osler. Thank you, Ms. Osler. Sorry, Ms. Esther. And how DX business is the habit. I don't understand very well, Ms. Sherlyn Ellis. How DX business is the habit.
How
Uh,
DX is? Don't understand the question.
Yeah, we didn't understand the question. Of course, maybe she meant that DXN should become a habit. Doing DXN business must be
Yeah.
a habit, probably.
Yeah.
And can
Actually, coffee drinking is a habit.
Yes, yes. Can I have your email address, Mr. Osler? You can give your email address, probably.
Yeah. My email address is very simple, no? Osler_DXN@yahoo.com.
Osler_DXN@yahoo.com.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I think that's all. I think almost 1 hour, 45 minutes we have spent together, Mr. Osler. Thank you very much for your time. Of course,
you're welcome, my friend.
I know you.
When will be the next training? We'll be having another one, right? Another two, right?
The two more to come. One is for Arabic and another one for Uzbekistan. These are the two more sessions coming up. But maybe
actually, I have a training. Coming up, India. It's April 30. So you can contact Dr. Basupal for that. Actually, I'm sharing my story there. So I agreed. So he also agreed to help me. So no problem.
Okay.
So I will see you then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe you can share your Facebook details so that people can, follow you.
Osler Santo Tomas.
What? Once again.
Osler Santo Tomas.
Osler Santo Thomas. So you can join him on his page so that you can get all the information from him. All right.
Okay.
So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I can see people from all over the world have joined this session today. Thank you very much. And thank you once again, Mr. Osler. Bye-bye. See you.
You're welcome, my friend. Bye. See you.
Thank you.